Hey guys, Cardinal Customs here, back again with another showcase video, but this time I have Spider-Man in his homemade suit, Spider-Man Regular, and Iron Man Mark 47, Shocker, and the Vulture all in honor for Spider-Man Homecoming, the next movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And all I can really say about this movie is that it looks fun as hell. The reviews have been good, and everybody's been saying the same thing about our new Spider-Man, Tom Holland, and that he's excellent, he's great, and hopefully, I could come out of the movie saying the same things myself. So yeah, these guys took a little while to make, so if you guys could leave a like below, just before you see this video, just like to get started, that would be much appreciated, because this is going to be a fun one, I can tell, and hopefully you guys will really like this video. So without further ado, let us get started. Alright, so here we have our main Spidey suit from Spider-Man Homecoming, and it's basically the same from Civil War, but this time around, the shades of blue are slightly lighter, I think. But yeah, that's the only thing I could really find different about it. So yeah, the suit's basically the same. It's really inspired off of the suit I made last year, but just 100 times better. A lot neater looking and less ugly and less chunky and gross. It's just everything that my old figure from last year wasn't. So yeah, completely new figure. And the eyes are a lot better. I feel like I've already talked about this figure, and you can honestly spot out a lot of things by yourself, but you may not be able to notice. Well, actually, now you do. Gave him glove tops this time around for his web shooters. And as you can see on each side of each glove top, I gave him a little silver dot just to show off his web shooter a little bit, because it's not really as detailed as I could have made it, because glove tops are hard to paint on, but you get the point, I think. And you also may see these 3D web cartridges right here. I used only 2 on each side because I could not fit 3, and those were made by cut, dried green stuff. So yeah, that's that. And that's to basically do it for all the 3D elements that are really easy to sniff out. And yeah, just so this guy has webbing going all over him, of course. And, he's got this other spider on the other side. And he also has, of course, the main spider, which you have already been able to see if we get a close-up right there. And also, I'll give you a nice little look at the inside of his legs. So, yeah, just minimal detail. It just looked off my reference. And, yeah, honestly, I just really like how, his brand new suit is, nice and slick. And it's just very vibrant and colorful, and it's just not over exaggerated with all these 3D webbing designs like the last Garfield and Maguire costumes were. So yeah, that's why I really like this suit a lot better than those ones. So yeah, let's move on to our next minifigure. Whoops! Forgot to point out that I also made him a Tom Holland Peter Parker head. That's also optional to put on. So yeah, it's basically just a regular painted face with a Superman hairpiece shaded a little bit at the sides and at the top to make it look a little bit more distinct and not make it too predictable for you guys. So yeah, looks really nice. And yeah, that is our brand new Spider-Man Tom Holland in his complete form. Alright, so here we have Spider-Man in his old threads, or if you want to use lack of a better term, here we have Spider-Man in his homemade suit, which he'll be using primarily throughout the last act of the movie, I could assume. And I don't know why, but just there's something so cool about this suit that really pops out and really grabs my interest, because I don't know, I just like how the bagginess of the sweatshirt and how the colors play off of each other. You got this really nice bright red, and also you have this sort of grayish light robin's egg blue that's working against. And it makes for a really awesome color thing going on, a color palette. And as you can see right here, and on the arms, and on the back of the hoodie, and on the back of the legs, I also added this kind of, I added this sort of wrinkle effect to the entire minifigure's body, because I thought it needed it. It couldn't be just clean. I just needed to show the wrinkles, because it's not like his tight Spider-Man suit. This is him in his, baggy, crappy made suit, so I really want to show that off good. And just to get a better look at him, I think I should point out, it's obvious, but his goggles were sculpted and then painted appropriately. And then this right here, this is an actual hoodie Lego piece, but with the tip cut off, so you get a better look at the spider, and also with these cool little pulley like strings, sculpted on there. I'm having a hard time finding the words for this stuff. So removing that, you can get a better look at what's going on under here. So basically, I just used the like a Lego red hoodie like figure piece thing, and then I just added the spider and the wrinkles. And so yeah, here's a better look at his little hoodie there. The strings were like thin green stuff that were stretched out and attached. So yeah. And that also leads to the final, like a few final things about him. So of course he could have his Tom Holland Spidey head as an alternative head, just like with the original actual Spider-Man. And also, he comes with a nice little accessory. Since Spider-Man will be vlogging a lot of the time through the movie, I thought why not just give him his phone. So here he has his phone, which is a custom printed Eclipse Graphics Lego phone. So yeah, that's it. And that's Peter Parker in his homemade suit. So yeah, let's move on to our next minifigure. Okay, so here we have Peter's mentor slash dad uncle in the film. Here we have Iron Man. Once again, a reprise role by the one and only Robert Downey Jr., who was unfortunately not going to be in Avengers 4 for some unknown reason. Hopefully he doesn't die or his contract is up. Anyways, so to go on with this figure, this is really interesting figure because this is supposed to be him in his Mark 47 outfit, but like it's like the Mark 46 but just slightly repainted in certain areas, like mostly the sort of silver area on the torso, the legs, and the arms too. So I don't know if it could be considered the Mark 47. Like a few official sources are like calling it the Mark 47, like Hot Toys. So that's what I'm gonna stick with. So to get in on the bulk of this guy, I'm just gonna open up his mask. You can see there's Tony, and I just made him with an extended beard right there. I didn't really give him like another like hairpiece. Just imagine a Superman hairpiece like option. I don't know, because I don't know what I would do for a Tony Stark head. And I gave him this custom painted HUD. So it's basically I really like how it came out. The theme behind it was supposed to be like red and white, so you can see there's a few red and white lines of code. There's a little target missile like marker right there, and there's a little silver white dot and some other gizmos. You know, just had to make it look good, and I think I really did. And just to get another good 360 of the guy, there he is right there. I think it's a Clone Army Customs piece that I used for his chest piece. And yeah, I think it really came out looking really nice. And I also must point out how, like, all the details of these came together. Just, like, everything from here was unpainted. I just used the exposed, chrome silver that they had that I bought from them. And that's what this figure was, like, 100% based off of. And then I just painted over in, like, the red areas, of course. So yeah, a lot of details are self-explanatory. He's got a lot of lights here and there. And yeah, he just really came out looking really nice. And right before I show off the arms in better detail, here's a better look at the inside of his legs. Nothing much. You get the idea. So we're just going to remove his head, and we're going to take off this. And obviously, I just used a random dark red torso, so please don't mind that throughout this section. But let's get a better look at his arms. So they're silver with necessary lining. And also, let's see about the other side too. Gave him his elbow braces, and also there's a few highlights of gold throughout the minifigure, which you may have been able to see earlier. So yeah, that has to do it for Iron Man. So, and that's and that also has to do it for all the heroes in the showcase. So without further ado, let's move on to the villains. Alright, so here we have the Shocker here, as played by Bokeem Woodbine in the movie, and interestingly enough, out of the crapload of movies that this guy has been in on his resume, I haven't seen any of them, so this guy could be anything, whether good or bad in this movie. This will be his first movie that I've ever seen by him, so hopefully he'll do a good job at shocking people. Yeah. So anyways, to go up on this figure a little bit more, important thing to point out, well, not really important, but His glove, his shocker glove right here, it's all 100% glued together by cut parts. Absolutely zero sculpting. I just use a little bit of fabric, plastic, Lego plastic, and also, damn, I keep forgetting about electrical tape, my bad. And it came all together to look like what you have here. And I was able to get this guy done in an entire day. And also, another new thing interesting about this guy is this is the first time I've used an actual AR jacket from Cape Madness instead of cutting up a trench coat. So I guess that's something new, but nothing really much going on with this guy. So to go on with that, nothing much going on. You can see his legs down here, which were they originally started off as your regular gray pants, but after a little while, no, and not after a little while, I just painted them in a darker gray, and I just added all sorts of wrinkles, as you can see on there, even on the back, and nothing much to that. So yeah, double-molded legs. He has a little sweatshirt hoodie underneath, so I'll paint a few details for that. That was simple. He has this like really simple like zip-up jacket, so I knew it was going to be simple, look something like this. And he sort of has this fade effect down his arms, and that's kind of surprising because I thought he was going to have the full-on checker pattern that Shocker has in the comics, but whatever. As you can see here, his head was made to look like Bakeem Woodbine here, and as you can see, I tried to get a few wrinkle marks just to get the likeness of the actor just right. And to make the glove here, the Shocker gauntlet, I should say, is more appropriate term, and as the whole entire base comes off, to make it, it was actually pretty simple. So it started off with me gluing down a little cut rod in his hand, and also gluing the hand in place so it can never turn or rotate, nor do I expect it to. And then what I did was I got like one of those Lego 1x1 studs that you can stick stuff through. So I basically used something like this, cut it, and like put it on the arm, sort of like sleeve cuff, and then I got some electrical tape wrapped around his arm right here underneath the elbow, and I painted that silver, and then I got some fabric and cut it out into 3 strips, one on here, one on the top obviously, one on the bottom too, and it came together. I painted it all silver, outlined it, it became a Shocker. And also, I should point out that I also gave it his little purple glow that it has in the movie and, of course, in the comics. Wait, does he? Nah, damn, I don't know. Anyway, so that's it for Shocker. One of the smaller villains, obviously, according to how much is being shown in the trailers. So yeah, without further ado, let's get to the big guy of the showcase, Vulture. Alright, so you might be wondering why there was an instant jump from coloration on the screen, and that's mainly because my background that I cut out doesn't work for this, so I just used a green background, and I have to adjust the camera. This is awkward. Alright, so just please bear with me through this section, and you'll see why, because it's a lot easier if I do it. So just to take a look at the wings first, because I think that's probably the coolest part of the minifigure. Let's take a look into it. And you're wondering how it works. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this off. It works with a magnet connection, because this is the interesting thing I did with the minifigure. See, I gutted out the inside of the minifigure's torso. So to grab a spare minifigure torso from the side, basically what I did, I cut out the innards, stuck a magnet in there, glued and sculpted it in. And, yeah, it's seamlessly in there. I can't rip off the legs to show you, but, that's what I did. And so, there's a magnet in there. You can't tell, like, there's no scrapings on the minifigure. It looks all nice and seamless. And it can make a smooth, like, connection with, the wing piece. And, you know, it stays still. You know, it's locked in place. It doesn't wobble around. It's good, looks good, no restrictions, and I have no regrets on any decisions I made with it. And that's one of my favorite things about the minifigure. And taking a closer look at the wings, you can just see all the immense detail that I packed into this. Because you can see from here all the sorts of gears and levers and pulley systems that I was trying to like replicate onto this piece of plastic here. And I really like how it came out, and I had to do all sorts of little bit of sculpting here. This is a magnet there, by just since he has a sort of backpack piece on the back of his wings, I just thought I'd put the magnet there and sculpt over it and paint it accurately. And also here is an actual Lego piece, which I had to stick through. This is a Lego motorcycle tire. So there's like the actual tire piece. It's like glued in between there and then sculpted around. And here's the actual like rubber tire that was glued on there, both for each side. And yeah, and you may already be able to know this, but it was really hard because I had to get all sorts of these like silver green colorations all over like the figure and try to make it look the same as last time, because I do have to remix colors a lot of times, so that gets pretty annoying to make it sure it looks the same as last time. And also you may be able to see there's some grill sections right there. And yeah, that's basically it for that part of the figure. And now let's actually get to the main minifigure itself on the main set of Lego custom minifigure parts. Lego parts. So here's Vulture here, and he came out looking pretty nice in my opinion. Great, version of the Michael Keaton Vulture, I think. Once again, with the wings, no regrets in any decisions. I really like how he came out. So to go over with the pants a little bit. He started off as the base layer, like pants underneath, which is like this color you see right here, which is like the tropical I think it's palm leaf. It's like some sort of like this light, sort of limeish green color thing. It's mixed with a little bit of like tropical green. I don't know. Just messing around with color names. And as you can see, there's a 3D electrical E-tapes strap right there. Same on the other side. And it's also filled with highlights of silver and gold to show all sorts of the mechanisms that make his feet work with all this armor on. So, yeah, I just really wanted to make sure that was the key to make sure this looks as techy and mechanical as possible. And, yeah. Oh, and also, his talons were each individually sculpted on and glued on and painted over. So hopefully they'll be secure enough, but that also restricts him from 100% like standing on like the pegs right here, so that's why he kind of looks like he's popping off, if any of you guys notice that. So that's the explanation. And let's move on to more of like the 3D stuff. So as you can see right here, the straps on his chest are 3D, and also same for the back too. And obviously enough, his collar, like his fur collar, is 100% sculpted. And, it was textured and then painted. And his helmet was sculpted as well. So it was just a dome helmet and then sculpted ears. And the sculpted two-piece wrapping around his head. And with, like, the necessary painted details, like with the silver and the black lining. And also the green eyes right there. That was pretty interesting to paint and to get them right, too. And also there's the mouth plating. And, yeah, that's basically the entire minifigure. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this minifigure and the outcome of it too. And before we go, that's not the final part about this minifigure. As you can see, I painted a Michael Keaton alternative head for an option because I really like Michael Keaton, and I thought it was so cool that I started to make like it's sort of like a cool to have somebody who was already in the superhero world like come back, like when he was once Batman and now he's a Spider-Man villain, and I just find that really cool. So yeah, this is what he looks like. I think I really did a good job at nailing the Michael Keaton likeness. Please tell me down below if you would appreciate it too. And yeah, so without further ado, let's wrap up this video. Alright guys, so that is a wrap on Spider-Man Homecoming minifigures. Hopefully you guys really enjoyed this showcase video. And if you did, then please, if you haven't already, like I said earlier, please leave it a like. That's very appreciated. And, just share this with all your friends if you really enjoy this video too, because it really goes a long way to help you guys tell me, like, that you enjoy this type of things and, like, what you like better than others. Because as of right now, I'm having a hard time figuring out what you guys like. FNAF. No, I'm just messing around. I do appreciate what you guys like from me, and I just want to let you know that. And also, I think I should also explain that the hiatuses have been big recently. And the reason behind that is basically because, these are big gaps that were in between, like, school and other stuff. And since I'm now out of school, there's, like, no reason for bigger gaps. But the reason that there's gaps between videos is because I'm spending that time, and that time alone, working on the next big project. But this time, I think I might spend a good amount of this summer having a big gap, but with nothing to do. Well, not much to do either. And that's because, just I feel like I owe it to myself to try to make the most of something of this summer. And I want to try to make custom minifigures back into a hobby again, as I would have liked it. So hopefully you guys can understand. And yeah, and this won't be, and that doesn't mean you'll see like no videos this summer. I do have another video planned for this month, and then also another video planned for August. And then as the school year kicks around again, that's mainly when I'm gonna get back into all of this. So yeah, gonna take a little bit off from customizing. So yeah, hopefully you guys can understand. Alright, so please follow me on Instagram and VidMe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.